In 1981, John Hinckley shot President Ronald Reagan, who survived, went on to win re-election, and continue to fuck this country up for the next 7 years. My point is, if you're gonna take the shot, I'm kidding, of course. I don't promote or condone violence. I've been condemning gun violence and calling for gun control for years now. Maybe Trump fans can see the wisdom in gun control at this point. Of course, I won't hold my breath. And while it is an absolute tragedy that a real person was killed and 2 others were seriously injured at the Trump rally on Saturday, don't get mad at me or other people for making fun of Donald Trump for getting his ear Mike Tyson'd. Stop it. Donald Trump was making fun of Nancy Pelosi's husband for getting his head bashed in with a hammer by a MAGA freak. Donald Trump, the guy who reposts videos saying the only good Democrat is a dead Democrat, that guy deserves zero sympathy. The chickens have come home to roost in that bird's nest on his fucking empty skull. And don't give me that, oh, you wouldn't be like this if Biden was shot. If Biden was shot, the entire Democratic Party would breathe a sigh of relief that they could finally retire his ass, put him in a nursing home where he belongs. Republican governors would be rushing to pardon the guy who shot him. Donald Trump would be the first one cracking jokes. Just to remind you, Nancy Pelosi's husband getting his head bashed in with a hammer by a MAGA freak was the big joke to conservatives that whole year. This is what Donald Trump's oldest man-child posted while the guy was still recovering. Ha! Immediately after the shooting, Republican senators rushed to blame the shooting on Joe Biden's violent rhetoric. Are you kidding me? Joe Biden can't even speak. Oh, but he said bullseye one time, so it's his fault. Except, oops, the shooter was a registered Republican, a 20-year-old white male. In other words, pretty much like 90% of all mass shooters ever. And do you really think a 20-year-old kid is getting inspired by something Joe Biden said? No one's getting inspired by anything Joe Biden says. We don't even know what the fuck he's saying. Meanwhile, Democrats are falling all over themselves to see who can give the most sincere and heartfelt thoughts and prayers to Donald fucking Trump. You've been rightfully calling him a fascist and saying he's the biggest threat to democracy, and now you're wishing him a speedy recovery? Heal up, Hitler! Just because it's absolutely wrong to shoot up his rally, to shoot anybody, doesn't mean he's not a fascist. Democrats, I just don't understand you. And oh my God, we are going to see some historic slobbing on the knob by people who already worship this guy. Juicy J is going to be jealous. The RNC is going to be a blowjob competition to see who can stroke this guy's little chode the longest and the strongest. It will be uncouth. They're already claiming that he was saved by God. Yeah, God moved those bullets away from Trump and directly into his supporters. That's actually a perfect metaphor for MAGA. Trump gets away virtually unharmed and everyone else suffers. And I'm sorry, but can we please cut the bullshit about this violence is not what America's all about? This is not who we are. This is exactly who we are. This violence is exactly what America is all about. We create it, we cultivate it, we export it all around the fucking globe, we fund it, we excel at it. And I'm sorry, but how many fucking Republican campaign ads feature a politician with an AR-15 shooting up some signs that read socialism or Democrats or whatever the fuck? How many Republican politicians wear pins with guns that are exactly like the one that shot up Donald Trump's rally? But hey, after a school shooting in Iowa where a 6th grader died, Donald Trump said, we gotta get over it. So, I'm over it. The worst part of all this is that if Donald Trump was in jail like he should be, none of it would have happened. Everything is just so stupid, and it's just going to get stupider and worse, and real people are going to continue to suffer because of politicians and lack of gun control and lack of aim, and I really hate it here sometimes.